It's May 20, in year 2022. I'm watching this in Vede, in voir, say voir. And Monkeypox has been on, and I'm like, is that like Il Mundo? Because when I looked up Mondo as I was hungry in the eye, it was the sixth lag. I mean, it is just... And then I see on here, I'm like, right, monkeypox. Well, they've got the human version of what... Then I see that they brought out Legionnaires disease today, too. I'm like, oh, they're just reaching everywhere for something to talk about. They put two zippity codes up from the Bronx in the number category on symbols people like to clump together and then whatever. So that happened. And then it goes into monkeypox with different flags. And in the different colored flag system, the United States has only one. And I'm like, wow, that's interesting. In like, is that a divergent message? Is it a Hunger Game message? Is it like a human message? Between human intelligence, naval intelligence, and then how they braid and loom and weave things together at, is it FTC in the business office? Again, it gets really confusing with this this method that they've got going on of storytelling where not every detail is really what it appears to be. And what else is interesting is tonight at the 6 o'clock hour in the VI and the lag, this feature is different movement. But in the VILAG for hungry in the eye, for savoir and verde, they also show different tissue samples tonight. I'm like, why are they showing tissue? Is that different issues going on? Perhaps. Oh, that was what I thought, because it reads T and then issue. And that's not my cup of tea, or it is my cup of tea. At the moment, it's not my cup of tea, but... So, this is what this sounds like. And I'm a little teapot, short and stout.
De Blasio does not have to be popular everywhere in New York, and he knows it. His chances in the election will hinge on just how popular he really is in his own backyard. In Borum Hill, Brooklyn, NJ Burke at Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
We're following some breaking news right now. The New York City Health Department has just released information on a Legionnaires disease cluster in the Bronx. 4 cases have now been confirmed since May 9th in the High Bridge neighborhoods in the zip codes 10452.
High Bridge, wow, at Monopoly Pieces and what's been going on while everybody's been kept in the dark.
2 and 10456. Doctors are waiting for test results, and several other people. So far, no deaths have been reported. People with flu-like symptoms, cough, fever, or difficulty breathing are urged to contact a doctor.
How do you tell the difference? I mean, I still haven't figured this out, which is why I don't get crazy, even in an educated way. How does anyone tell the difference between food pollution, food poisoning, the common cold, what's a COVID? I mean, in an ABORH positive, and the enzymes that they're adding to the food stipend, at acetylcholine receptor interference in the Rh negative category, I'm thinking somebody needs to call up and figure out what enzymes they're adding as pollutants to the food, because it's wreaking havoc on the physiology and ability to perform, which would be deceptive practices yet again by the local body and whatever is involved in the chain of command of food and supply. Now here, on this health alert, before was Legionnaires, they did not show tissue samples and they did not show cellular whatever. I think this is electron microscope. It's like really fancy imagery. But they have an AccuWeather alert here.
Now warning health professionals in the United States to be on guard tonight for possible cases of what they're calling monkeypox. This comes as health officials are investigating a possible case of the virus in New York City, and it follows a World Health Organization tweet saying there are 80 confirmed and 50 suspected cases in 11 countries that usually don't see monkeypox. The cases are usually related to travel, but recent cases in Europe and North America involve people who have not traveled.
And again, some other man got on today and his whatever was talking about bathhouses, and I'm just like, oh, like, enough with that. I watched him on 2 broadcasts bring that up. I'm like, oh. But then this one was interesting because it came out with this. It actually has a head count or a number count.
And it may be a lot more effective.
So here's the symbols and the patterns. Again, I don't know if that's a vote. I'm not quite sure what that message is. Like if that's, people have reported similar things with the children stepping out of order in order to make claim with the parental unit that they themselves made a different election and vote just so the parent knew and there was no deception that could ever be suspected or involved, because the parental unit and the child directly knew, and the child actually that wasn't in the field yet but was on someone's planning board schedule, was having conversations the parent couldn't possibly know prior to arrival to try to help in the effort of this crushing effect of this atmosphere and electronical whatever that's only grown more dangerous, and advancements in all sorts of things. This one also mentions a squawk box and has an AccuWeather alert system, which is unusual for this particular broadcast.
Infection and what we're picking up. It has a long incubation period, upwards of 21 days.
Now this is interesting. Just, I don't know what kind of tissue sample it is, but I think it's a tissue sample.
So there may be a lot of people currently incubating the virus. There's probably a lot of people who went undiagnosed or misdiagnosed because doctors aren't looking for it.
By the way, there's one confirmed case of the virus in Massachusetts. There are vaccines for monkeypox, but they must be given within 4 days of exposure, we're told. Symptoms can last 2 to 4 weeks. The fatality rate for monkeypox is between 3 and 6%.
Well, out of the pandemic, and an announcement from Broadway today. The Broadway League has extended its map.
So it's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. Now, on the same night that they're showing all of those flags, this monkeypox thing, they're also showing, this is the whatever, and there's the top one, and it's showing, I mean, the arrows coming down while these arrows are coming up, and these arrows are clustering here behind him and also over here. And then there's these new colors on the map as well. And again, these things, I mean, for me, they look like plantar.
Back north and west of New York City. We're going to talk about some bonus beach weather despite the cold surf, the rip.
But again, see how the color changes right here, and then all of a sudden the direction changes. And then this starts to come up this way. I mean, his body's in the way, but the plantar, like, topography is changing. And again, I don't have better words than that. Only time I've ever seen it, they said it was an HPV, and it was something called a plantar's wart on the foot that grew inward, and it looked like cauliflower. It was really gross. But that's the tissue example of what's going on at supercells in the atmosphere. Or so I've been told by one of the local children who was getting a better education than I ever got. And better than Nooch is getting at the moment. I do have to say, somebody started a chess club. I do not know how to play chess, but they started with my son with the last one, which I greatly appreciate. Whoever that person is, that is a really great idea, and I really thank you for taking the effort to teach him how to play chess. I know these things are important. I just myself don't know how to play, so I don't know how to, if you don't know how to do it, I don't know how to teach it. And also, the gym teacher that put on the field day, I saw him leaving the school a couple days after. And of course, my son said hello to him. He said thank you to me for that day, and I said thank you for the opportunity, because I really don't get much opportunity to participate with them. I don't know, there's lack of communication, because I don't use email. I'm not going to use email. A flyer home as to what's needed and communication that way, or a text message works just fine. But they don't want to participate that way, so whatever. But so he actually gave me opportunity to interact with the staff of the school and some of the parents, which was nice. And of course, it was the entire length of, except for the pre-K, and then I left by kindergarten. So I thanked him for the opportunity. It's *1978, *8378, Nicole Cattaruzza.